Hello and welcome to my channel. It's Q&A Friday, and for Q&A today, I'm going to be answering a question that is all about how do you manage your time? How do you manage your time when you have work and you have kids and you have all of these things? How do you manage your time to find the time to go through your trainings for, if you're in a program, or to run your business, to do all the many different things that there are to do in running a business. So I'm going to be sharing some of my best tips for Q&A today. Welcome, I'm Obasa, the founder of The Lucrative Lady, and on this channel I talk all things social media, sales systems, and all of that good stuff, everything to help you to make more money online. And every Friday I do Q&A where I answer a question from either the comments or social media or emails, or it might be something that a client has brought into a session that I thought would be brilliant to share with you guys because it was such a wonderful question. So that's what we're doing today. I have to tell you, you've probably noticed it isn't night time, even though it looks like night time. I live in England and it is winter, so that means that even though it is only 3 p.m, this is how dark it is. So pardon the lighting. I've really tried to get better lighting to make it look like daylight, but it's not working. And this video has to be recorded today. So let's move forward. Now, this question actually came from one of our clients inside of our mastermind. I dropped into one of the sessions where one of our coaches was running, and this question came up, and I just thought it was just such a brilliant question, and it's something that we all struggle with, especially if you have children or work or anything else vying for your attention. So let's listen to the question now.
I don't know if anybody else feel like this, and maybe it's just because I got a lot that's going on in my schedule, in my life, and I know I'm talking to women mostly, so maybe I'm not the only one that's feeling that way, but I'm, of course, I'm a mother that's raising kids and family and sports and activities and all this stuff that's going on. And I'm just kind of wondering sometimes, I'm like, how many hours are people spending on working on this process?
What a wonderful question. So essentially what the question is how do I manage my time? So I was actually in that session and I did answer this question, but I wanted to share with you my strategies for what I do and how I manage my time. The first strategy that I will share with you is that I personally prefer to chunk down my time. So what does that mean? It means that instead of spending an hour a day on my business, or spending 2 hours a day or 5 hours a day on my business, I just don't have that. That's a very luxury amount of time for me with everything that I have going on in my life. So what I prefer to do is to chunk down my time. So what I do is, if I have videos to record, like today for example, I would chunk down and record all of my videos in one day or across 2 days. All of my videos are done, hence why I'm recording this even though it's gone a little bit dark, because that was the plan for today. So regardless of what is happening in my life or how the weather has changed, I'm still going to do it. So I chunk down my time by picking out a day or hours where I'm going to be completely zoned in on a specific task. So it could be recording videos, or it could be writing emails. It could be planning a launch. It could be creating social media posts. Either way, I'm chunking down, and I know that on Tuesday from, 7 a.m. till 12 p.m, this is specifically what I'm focusing on, and once it's done, it's done. I leave it and I move on with other things. So chunking down your time is just such a good way of really focusing in, because when you do that, what happens is that you get the momentum of what you're doing. So today, for example, I've recorded quite a few videos. I think this is my 4th or 5th or so, and I'm pretty much done. This is my final video. And the crazy thing is, the more you do it, you get into the flow. So video number 1 took a little bit longer, but because I've chunked down my time and I'm batch creating stuff, the more I've done it, the quicker it's gotten, and it's gotten more swifter. So that's what I would recommend. The second thing that I would recommend when it comes to really managing your time is actually the mindset of done is better than perfect. One of the areas that I really struggled with, and in fact I still have to catch myself once in a while, is that I am a massive perfectionist, and that means that I want everything perfect. I want everything done really well, but that's not very good for business, because in business there's actually no such thing as perfection. You'll never write the perfect email. You'll never create the perfect social media post. You'll never record the perfect video, because perfection is in the results. So if it's to do with your business, it's in the results, the feedback that you have gotten. And I can tell you that I have recorded You know, the shortest of videos, in my eyes anyway, I thought it wasn't perfect, but it's done extremely well. Whereas sometimes I've recorded the quote-unquote most perfect videos, or created the most perfect content, or written the most perfect email, and it hasn't done as well. So what that has taught me is that done is better than perfect. Because what happens is, if you start focusing on, I need to perfect this, I need to perfect this, I need to perfect this, you'll never actually get anywhere. When you keep focusing on being perfected, or being perfect, or perfecting everything that you do, what you're actually doing is you are wasting time. And in fact, it's another form of procrastination. So once you learn this mantra, done is better than perfect, as soon as you catch yourself trying to perfect things, you remind yourself that you've got to just move forward. You can always come back and tidy things up. Now, that goes without saying that you shouldn't obviously send out anything that isn't good. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Good is different to perfect. Perfection is when you keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking and wanting to get it better and better and better, whereas good is when you know that you've created something that it might not be perfect, but it's good because it brings value to somebody else. Tip number 3 that I would give you, that I use all the time, and in fact I use this in every single area of my life, is that I use a timer. Yes, I use a timer on my phone. I use a timer on my phone for absolutely everything, and it really helps me to, to get really quick at doing things. So for example, if I'm writing emails, I put a timer on because I know that if I give myself an hour to do something, it'll take me an hour. If I give myself 5 hours to do something, it will take me the full 5 hours. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And so what I do is I figure out a time of roughly how long it will take me to achieve a specific task, and I duck maybe 5 minutes from that. And in my mind, my goal is to beat that timer. So for example, if I'm going to be creating some content or writing some emails, and I schedule 2 hours down and I put a timer for 2 hours, or rather in my mind it's going to take me 2 hours to create maybe 4 emails, 13 minutes each, which is roughly how long it takes me. Right, what I would do is, instead of putting 120 minutes on my timer, I might put 100 minutes, which is just less than 2 hours on my timer. And what I do is I work hard really quickly to beat that timer. Now, doing that has really helped me to work much, much quicker. Prior to that, oh my goodness, it'll take me like the whole day, the whole entire day to write one single email. But once I started to use a timer, I noticed that things started to move quicker and quicker and quicker. And then I moved that to every single area of my life. So for example, if I'm getting dressed, I use a timer. I have to laugh because otherwise I'd be there forever getting dressed. If I'm doing my makeup or my hair, there's a timer on. Whatever it is that I'm doing, I put a timer on to help me, because I'm one of those people who I like to really enjoy what I'm doing. But here is the thing, I'm a mom and I'm busy just like you are. And so I use a timer to really remind me to get a move on, and I find that I achieve a lot of things through my day. Tip number 4 is to set yourself small tasks, really, really small tasks to achieve. When you set yourself really big tasks and really big steps and lots of things to do, just looking at it alone is overwhelming. So make sure that you set yourself achievable tasks in chunks, very, very small chunks that you can achieve, because when you do that, you'll feel proud of yourself because you have achieved every single step and it hasn't taken you half as long. Tip number 5, and this is my final point, and that is to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace. I know that, you probably think that you're Superwoman, and sometimes so do I, but no matter how many hats you wear, you've got to remember that you're first a human being. You are a person. Give yourself some grace. We have all of these big, lofty goals, and it's great and all, but to be honest, if you cannot achieve something, just put it on the list for the following day. Or look at your list and think to yourself, do you really need to achieve that specific task? What is the priority? Start to prioritize things and focus on the ones that are going to move the biggest needle in your business. So thank you so much for joining me for Q&A. Let me know in the comments, what is your time management strategy? I want to know, what do you do for time management? It might inspire me. It will certainly inspire everybody else reading the comments. So let me know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to check out the playlist for everything to do with Q&A Fridays. Thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye.